All right, so today we've got A&P mechanic. What's A&P stand for?
Airframe and power plant.
Airframe and power plant mechanic. I should know that. But we've got William here. Thank you so much for meeting up with me. I appreciate it. We're outside the hangar because there's kind of a lot going on inside. But this is his Matco triple bank, and it's actually sweet. I've never seen graphics like that on a box before. You say you just bought it recently, secondhand?
I've had it for about a year. I bought it at a pawn shop. When I went to go look at it, I was just going to look at the box, and I saw it was pretty dented. This box has had a long life, and I wasn't sure if I was going to spend the money on it. But then when I opened some of the drawers and realized it was still mostly full of tools from the previous owner,
Oh,
I
wow.
decided I had to get it.
That's cool.
Um,
You can't beat it. So you were a student until just recently, and then you graduated.
Right. I just finished 2 year or 18 months of A&P school
Gotcha.
at Salt Lake Community College, and I just graduated on Tuesday.
Huh.
But I've been working. I started working as a aircraft washer while I was in school,
Gotcha.
and then progressed to be a mechanic helper, and now I'm a mechanic now that I have my licenses and have completed school.
Nice. 18 months doesn't seem that long.
It's not too long. No,
Huh.
it's pretty quick.
Yeah, with like some experience in mechanics and stuff, that
Yeah.
shouldn't be a problem at all. That's cool. So I saw that there's 3 different locks on here. Do you like that, or would you rather have just one?
It can definitely be annoying every day to unlock three banks and then having to lock 3 banks at the end of each shift. But maybe it's more secure. I don't really know.
Yeah.
And
Be kind of like a love-hate thing.
yeah, definitely. It's definitely there's a very mechanical engagement when you lock.
Oh,
You can,
yeah.
and then another part of the box that is kind of cool. In aviation, there's a lot of paperwork that we have to keep secure. So there's also I keep all of that in this this
Nice.
box because it has a second key.
Yeah.
Just to keep things extra secure.
Stainless is like super solid.
Yeah, it's a super solid stainless stop. It has quite a few marks on it, but none of them are too deep, and it's super easy to clean. And any fluids that drip off of it, a lot of the time we're removing hydraulic motors, things that are going to leak fluid, and it's nice having this bead that goes all the way around the whole perimeter of the box, because nothing drips down off the sides. I know the Snap-on one only has it in the front, but this particular box has it all the way around, and that's a feature I definitely like. It's a little bit high. I'm only like 5'9".
Yeah.
And sometimes I find it's a little bit high. It's about the limit of how high I would want my box to be.
That's cool. Yeah, but it's like I've seen a lot of boxes where you kind of feel them and you can just tell how thin they are, and they don't feel solid, so you don't feel right, working on them. But I can definitely work.
Yeah, I move it around just by holding the the top. That's another thing in aviation. Having a smaller box definitely has its advantages because you can maneuver around the planes a lot more easily. So that's one of the downsides of this box. Is just sometimes it can be a bit hard to maneuver.
Gotcha.
But
have you considered like a cart or something?
I have, but I find it easier just to bring all my tools with me wherever I'm going.
Back and forth.
Right. To the main, we'll just start up in the main drawer. So safety wire. I have 25,000, 32,000, and 41,000 safety wire. Very common to safety wire fasteners as a precaution to stop them from backing off in aviation. Here I have some. I ordered the excessively large Knipex by mistake.
Those are ridiculous.
I'm Canadian, and so when I was ordering them, I got a little bit confused with the metric system and the imperial system. I meant to order these smaller ones. I use these all the time, and I use these very, very rarely.
Gotcha.
I have just the regular Cobra Jaw.
So you're a Knipex fan then?
Yeah, definitely big Knipex fan. Not particular to any brand, but Knipex makes a lot of nice stuff. I have the soft jaw cannon plug pliers.
Oh yeah.
And then these are some Snap-on long reach dikes just for thick cotter pins.
So I'm curious. I see that on both of these. Like, what are those?
Oh, so prior to getting into aviation, I was actually a bicycle mechanic for 3 years, and these rubber caps came as shipping protection on like some of the axle ends on the bikes,
Oh.
and they just happen to make a nice tool end. They fit over the edge of the tool snugly, and
Yeah.
just gives a little extra grip.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
yeah, and so a lot of the tools in here came from the bicycle industry, and like this here, for example, it's a Hosan third hand, which is used to set cable tension on bicycle derailleurs and brakes. So you can use this to tension it, and then a second hand to tighten the fixing screw. And that way you're not pulling it tight. It's just easier with this tool. So this is from the bike industry, and it works in aviation for to pull zip ties tight and things, things of that nature.
Cool, yeah.
So that's what that's from. Got these van pliers. These are a great tool in aviation. They're a very coarse jaw plier for removing stripped screws, and they actually have serrations going down the front as well. So you can really grab onto a broken screw and twist it this way.
Oh yeah.
And this is definitely for fasteners that will not be reused.
Yeah, I can see that.
So definitely a big fan of the van pliers. And these are some silver lips or seam pliers, and they're used to grab a hold of sheets of aluminum and bend them uniformly. So if you were to use like a Knipex plier and only grab it in the middle, you can deform the metal in ways you don't want to, and this large area allows you to grab hold of it without deforming it excessively. And then I have some mini Knipex pliers, and then these two long reach tools are really useful nice. For safety wire and getting into tight places in aviation.
I've never seen those before, like a mini long neck.
Yeah, the neck is super small, so you can get in on both of these. And they're both snap-on pliers, and they're really, really good.
Nice.
And then here we have a aviation classic. Safety wire pliers are used to twist the safety wire, right. And they lock like that, so that once you grab onto something, you can pull on it nice. And twist it without it coming off. And then there's also a rubber insert to stop the excess pieces of safety wire from being lost in
that's
engine.
Cool. Yeah. So you don't like fring.
Right, yeah, because there's a lot of places in aircraft that are hollow where pieces might fall, and you don't want FOD or foreign object debris to be left in the aircraft. So that's what those are for. And then here I have some long reach Knipex pliers.
One of them definitely not seen those before. That's cool.
Yeah, these came as a set, and definitely use those all the time in aviation.
Why do they have like in the middle?
Oh, all these? Yeah. I guess those are that would be for grabbing like some kind of axle or stud or tip of a fastener. I definitely don't use that much. I mostly am just using the tips.
That's different.
And then here I have a Knipex electronic set of pliers, so you can see those are really small and fine for getting into tight places.
So I have a quick question.
Yep.
So I was told a lot of boxes are required to be like shadow foamed, and you have to have all your tools back at a certain before the plane can take off. Is it very different from like private sector, or?
Yeah, in a place that I work at, that's not required.
Gotcha.
By our employer. I still do have like a lot of the sets, I leave them in the box to keep an account of everything that I have. Just by scanning here, each tool has a slot, and I know when I have all my tools. Here I have some flush cut pliers.
Huge flush cuts.
Yeah, and then
usually they're like tiny,
like that. They came as a set, these two.
That's cool.
And then here just got some regular hemostats, and then some longer ones.
What would you use hemostats for in aviation? Because I saw that in Spencer's box previously too. I have no idea.
Just to hold something together or hold something in place, kind of like vice grips, so that you can keep something clamped and fastened without using up both your hands. Here I have some long reach tools, like a long reach flashlight.
Whoa, that's cool. So who makes this guy?
That's a Craftsman.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like super long.
A lot of pens, flashlight.
You have a flashlight that you use?
Yeah, I love this flashlight. It's just a Streamlight. It has 2 AAA batteries. Unfortunately, I lost the pocket clip.
Oh, no.
So if you get one of these, don't lose the pocket clip. It's a great flashlight.
Those are cheap enough though. You just get a new one at some point.
And then in here, I just have a lot of different screws of different lengths, some countersunk machine screws, some universal machine screws.
I love the Altoid containers. That's so cool.
Some cotter pins, just so that I'm not going to the parts room every time for smaller
Gotcha.
parts like that. A bunch of different bits, commonly used bits, and this swivel, like universal swivel adapter. I really like this a lot more than these.
Sure.
This is far better design than this kind.
Yeah, the pinless design is
Pinless,
way,
right?
way nice.
And then this here I have it's actually a 1/2 inch extension or speed handle. I found it at a pawn shop for a good price, and it has a rotating knob with a big knob to apply a lot of force, and the handle on it rotates too, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit big for aviation, but it was a great price, so
yeah, that's nice.
it's all I really need for a speed handle. And here I have the semi-deep 1/4 inch drive 6-point chrome sockets.
And so most of your stuff is going to be SAE.
All
as
SAE,
well. All
yeah.
SAE.
Coming from the bicycle industry, that's all metric.
Oh, it is.
So I had to completely relearn
oh man.
fastener sizes, but yeah. So in aviation, everything is SAE. Then I have some calibrated extended crow's feet here in
Nice.
1/4 inch, and then here I have the Wobble Plus extension, which allows you to get a little bit of an offset, and then if you push, then it locks.
So cool.
Super common in aviation. And then some longer extensions, locking extension for
locking extensions. That's cool.
yeah. So if you're in a deep spot and you don't want to lose the socket when you're pulling it out, it's kind of a nice feature to have it where it locks on the end there. And then here I have a 12-point Tecton set. This was the first set I got when I got into aviation, and you need 12-point SAE. Then I have quite a few ratchets, all this 1/4 inch ratchets, and I like this little Tecton drive handle because you can put a ratchet on the end.
Mm-hmm.
So this here's a gearless ratchet that has no backlash. So there's 0 backlash on this. So this is useful if you're in a tight spot and you can't move a lot of degrees.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to having an infinite number of teeth, because like as soon as you go back to engage, it just engages immediately.
Huh.
These two are Matco flex head 1/4 inch ratchets. This one's really, I love this one because you can get into a lot of places.
Yeah, the handle is super long.
Yeah, and a lot of leverage. And then another thing that I like about these is you can kind of use them as a speed handle by just like turning the handle like vertically or horizontally. So these are great.
I like that black chrome too. It's really cool.
In aviation, you can't really have enough 1/4 inch ratchets. And then
got a bunch of
I got a little snap-on 1/4 inch with the swivel head on it. So
do you use the air much?
yeah, quite a bit. We have air on all corners of our hangar.
Gotcha.
With long hoses, and use a lot of air in aviation because there's no spark. With a brushless or a brushed tool.
Sure.
There's a spark every time you engage the motor, and that's not the case with air. And use this a lot to get in and undo flap bolts or aileron bolts, hinge bolts. So use that a lot. And then here I have a pass-through 1/4 inch set, 1/4 inch drive set.
Nice.
12-point. That's useful just for getting into low profile areas.
Yeah, that'd be super tight.
Super thin, yeah.
Nice.
And again, 12-point for 12-point SAE for aviation.
Huh.
Here's large part of the reason why I ended up getting this toolbox. It came with the full set of Matco. All these wrenches, all these wrenches, and all these wrenches came with the set.
Wow.
All these flare nut wrenches.
Wow.
And some long extended old Craftsman, really thin Craftsman made in the USA wrenches. I like these a lot. Get into a lot of tight spaces and they have the most common aviation sizes.
What kind of work did you say the previous owner?
He was a small engine mechanic.
Small engine. Okay. That's cool.
And then here we have the screwdriver drawer. Just a standard hard handle set of snap-on wrenches, and they have I like having this hex to get more torque, and the hard handle doesn't deteriorate, and it's easy to clean.
Yeah, that's the big part. Yeah.
Easy to clean is huge.
I love that. Man, you don't see the hard handles very often.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Back in the day, I think they were advertised as made out of the same plastic as bowling balls and indestructible. So.
A strike to claim it, and he got it!
And then here, these are some snap-on pry bars.
The hard handle again, man.
Different
so
length,
nice.
and these came with the toolbox. So.
Man, this box is loaded.
Yeah, I got a great deal for everything that came with it. I mean, even though it has like some scratches and cosmetic damage,
Sure.
And it looks like it was picked up incorrectly by a forklift once. That doesn't matter too much as long as it holds the tools.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
you're good.
Got this box here, or this drawer here, which has some T-handle, hex, and Torx. These sets both came with the box.
Man, those things have seen some use.
Yeah, they have a lot of grass and stuff from the. I assume the previous owner was working on a lot of chainsaws and lawnmowers.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So there's a lot of like grass in the box. Bag is my Cleco bag, and so Clecos are it's a fastener, or it's a temporary fastener for holes. So this when you squeeze it, this will fit through a hole, and then as you release it, it expands and clamps from both sides of the hole, so you can clamp sheets together that have holes drilled in them. And then there's also some of this style spring clamp for edges.
Wow.
And then here we have a draw Cleco. There's an internal spring that has the clamping force on this kind, and on this kind, you can actually manually thread it down to get extra clamping force.
Oh, wow.
If you're gluing up layers or sheets or things of that nature.
Is that something that's like aviation specific?
This is pretty much aviation specific. I believe some auto body shops may or may not use it, but in aviation, these are used the world over. Here we have just a tape drawer.
There's huge channel locks back there.
Yeah, this is another random item that came with the box. They extend to an ungodly size that I've not used these once.
You got a 100mm bolt?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe for power lines or something it would be useful, but I haven't had the time to use it. So that's the tape drawer, and then this here, it's a Matco impact 1/4-inch set that also came with this toolbox.
Nice. Dude, this is starting to be like an insane deal here.
Yeah, it was definitely a very good deal. This is another one of those tools that came with the box. I think it's just it's kind of a gimmicky tool for rounded off fasteners or odd sized fasteners.
That might be for like holding punches.
Oh, wow.
You get a punch.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, that way your fingers aren't in the way.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was for fasteners. Yeah, that's super useful.
This is like the rare time where I can tell somebody what's in the box. Usually everybody's telling me the stuff that's in the box.
Yeah, I had no idea.
That's cool, yeah.
Get to use that for its intended purpose.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then
I
here...
can put it back.
Oh, thanks.
This is a sweet set too.
Yeah, that's a Tecton set that I got off the Tecton website. Just they have a good student discount, and
I love that.
You need a lot of specific sizes to punch out those rivets.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't want to make the hole any larger than it already was. Like if you're taking out rivets that have loosened up over time and replacing them, you want to have like exact size punches. That's why I got this set. And Tecton has a great warranty. They might not have like the same like crystalline structure and be dipped 18 times like Snap-on, but they were 1/4 the price and they had all the sizes I needed. So and then here the final middle drawer is just a catch-all. It has a lot of odds and ends, a lot of tools from this previous small engine mechanic. We have a tiny piston ring compressor.
That is tiny.
Yeah, we got a plane taking off.
So I have a quick question. I know we're like right in the middle of this, but I have a question because I was going to ask Spencer this and I totally forgot. Say like a car or an airplane, or say a car comes in, right? And it's having problems. Check engine light comes on. Like, does the airplane have a check engine light?
So airplane will have or at least the planes that I work on, they're quite a bit older. They're from the late 60s to the early 2000s.
What kind of airplane is it?
They're twin turboprop Beechcraft airplanes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they have annunciator panels, which is basically a check engine light panel with about 10 or 20 different alerts that can be that will light up and
Okay.
inform the pilot that there's an issue.
So do you have like a scan tool or something that you can hook up to the plane? Or
There's a lot of different specialized test boxes. Like we have test boxes for checking fuel probes, test boxes for all kinds of things.
That's cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
you're good. Here I just have a drill and a driver, impact driver, a lot of bits and some different adapters.
So do you like DeWalt tools?
Yeah, I've had these for maybe 5 years
Nice.
before I ever got into aviation, and they speed up taking panels on and off when you have a lot of small Phillips screws.
Sure.
This is another thing that came with the box, and it's just a bunch of Phillips screws because they strip, and it's just good to be able to change them out quickly.
Yeah.
This is the socket set, or socket collection that came with the toolbox.
That's ridiculous.
And in aviation, not using larger sizes very often, so all these sockets live in this box, and anything that's over a 1/4 inch is in this box.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a nice long breaker bar with a tube. Usually that lives like that in here, but
Oh, yeah.
I like having this combination is nice.
Yeah. What is that? That's cool. Looking.
So this is another ratchet that came with the toolbox. It's a
Whoa.
Matco indexable swivel head ratchet, and this actually happens to be super useful for landing gear changes on the type of aircraft that I work on, because the bolt for the main landing gear is just aft of the spar, so you have to get around the spar, and having that angle is nice. And this set came with the toolbox, or this here. It's a locking 1/2 inch extension set from Matco.
Yeah.
Doesn't see a lot of use again in aviation, but I guess all these larger tools, every once in a while they get used, but
Sure.
not very often.
Nice.
Here, this is the measuring drawer. I have a dial caliper. I like the dial caliper because I find it easy to read, and you don't have to change the battery.
Oh yeah.
Feeler gauges, tire pressure sensor, and then here I have a super low torque 1/4 inch torque wrench, and it's a beam wrench, and it only goes from 0 to 9 Newton meters.
Oh wow.
And I had that from the bike industry with all
Gotcha.
those super low torques on a lot of carbon components and stuff on lightweight bikes.
Nice.
Here is kind of a fluids catch-all drawer. I have some air tool oil, different lubrications that we use on our aircraft. Here is kind of a sheet metal drawer. I do a lot of sheet metal work at our hangar. Just air drill, air barrel grinder, dead blow hammer, 2 dead blow hammers, and then just some small ball peen hammers.
Nice. That dead bull is like.
Oh yeah, it was bent in an incident recently.
Okay.
I'm waiting for our Matco guy to stop by, but
It's like that guy just got tired or something.
and both these hammers came with the toolbox.
Nice.
Little 90-degree blue point grinder, and I have some different attachments for it. Here I have a lot of different drill bits, and we actually use like a threaded drill bit in aviation. I don't have the drill bit here. It's a shop tool that we use to drill at 90 degrees or 45 degrees,
Okay.
drilling holes in tight places. So that's what these threaded drill bits are for. Got a step drill for radiusing. Like if you cut a square in sheet metal, you have to radius the corners to not create a stress concentration. So that's what I use this mostly for.
Gotcha.
Cut off wheel. Would be used for cutting aluminum.
Okay. Nice.
Here I have no-name punches that were used quite a bit, and all these came with the toolbox, and I had these before I got that set over there.
Oh, gotcha.
I have a file card here to keep my files clean. I got this file set for
nice.
Aluminum because you don't want to use a file on steel and then onto aluminum, because you can impregnate the aluminum with steel particles and cause them to corrode. So these files only see aluminum.
Huh. I guess those get clogged up pretty easy with aluminum.
Right. Yeah. Then that's another reason to keep them clean is you just want to like take care of the structure of the aircraft, and
Gotcha.
keeping a clean file that's only been used on aluminum's And then here is the drill box, or the drill drawer. This box came with a variety of different drill bits and extractors, like this left-hand drill bit set.
Oh, that's cool.
That came with the toolbox, and then a carbide burr set that came with the
Wow.
toolbox.
Those are nice.
I got this set for extracting screws. I use this. I have this whole set but mostly I'm only just using this this extractor and then this left-hand drill bit to extract broken screws or strip screws. That's that drawer. And then here, just another catch-all drawer, and I have some. I have a 5-inch angle grinder that I don't really use on airplanes. But
Sure. I can see
keep
you
it in
busting
this
that
box,
out.
yeah. And
We're
then
gonna fix this airplane.
and some welding magnets these also came with the toolbox.
Nice.
So yeah, I guess that's it for the drawers, and we can go up top here. This is a D Thornton toolbox. I just have a foam insert at the bottom, and I use this for my grab and go toolbox. I'll fill this with tools if I'm going say inside the airplane, or and I need to carry it like a bunch of tools. Just a useful box to have.
Yeah.
And this is actually made out of aircraft aluminum and held together with aircraft fasteners. So these are those rivets.
That's really cool.
So that's just a grab and go box. Guess that's about it.
That's cool, man. I really love that graphics. Are you like a muscle car fan at all? Is that like sweet?
I'm not a huge Pontiac GTO fan or
Yeah.
AC Cobra fan, but I do love American Muscle, and
Oh, yeah. That's so
you know, a big box full of tools for a good price.
Yeah.
It could have been anything on the front.
Right.
It's just cool that it's a bunch of American muscle cars and
Yeah.
some lightning.
Yeah, it could be anything on there.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that was I think the previous owner, custom ordered it with that paint job.
Oh, okay.
It's unfortunate he wasn't able to keep the box.
Yeah.
And it ended up at a pawn shop. I feel bad for the small engine mechanic.
That would be kind of sucky if he sees this video. And
Yeah, my heart goes out to you, man. If you're watching this, like, I'm sorry.
But they're going to a good home, though. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Over here, this is a headset, because every once in a while we have to fly out to an outstation where a plane has landed and is broken, and we have no maintenance at that location. So they'll fly a mechanic with tools and repair equipment to that station to repair and retrieve the aircraft. So every once in a while we go flying. So I have a headset
Oh, okay.
to be able to just be more aware when I'm flying.
Sure.
And then I have a bunch of barf bags, because I have a very weak stomach.
Oh, no.
And our planes are smaller, and a lot of our planes are unpressurized, so they're just loud and kind of squirrely, and
no, that's the worst.
and so it can be a little bit turbulent, and so it's always good to
Yeah.
have barf bags, because
Gotta
if
think
not
ahead. Yeah.
I've been an aircraft washer of my own vomit before, and
No.
so I have that to prevent that from happening
Yeah,
again in the
that's,
future.
Well, William, I really appreciate it. That's really cool to see that that triple bank. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Wish we'd go inside, but it's really, there's too much going on in there. So, but out here, I've never done one outside, and all this like natural light is really cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Till the next one, we'll see you. Oh, you know what? Thank you also.
Thanks.
I mean, we'll see you.